I need to use the powers to experience volcanic remembrance. Everything depends on what has been accumulated. Accumulate the energy of mind and intellect by using powerful break and ability to turn around. It increases the capacity of intellect to discern and decide. So use the power to pack. Go in details as much necessary. Otherwise, pack your thoughts of mind and thoughts of intellect. This awareness to make volcanic remembrance accumulate the energy of mind and intellect. Om Shanti.
हसरत है हमारी बाबा कर दो वो पूरी आके मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके
ब्रह्मा बाप को एक नामी का अवतार कहते हैं। आप सभी कौन हो? आप भी हो, मास्टर हो कि नहीं? एक का नाम ही नहीं आती है, खर्च करना आता है। वैसे डबल फॉरेनर्स को लौकिक जीवन के हिसाब से जमा खाता बनाना कमाता है। खाया और खर्चा करो, ऐसे है ना? बैंक बैलेंस कम रखते हैं, लेकिन इसमें तो इकोनॉमी का अवतार बनना पड़ेगा। बाप दादा देख रहे थे कि जितना मिला है, जितना संकल्प का श्रेष्ठ खजाना जमा होना चाहिए। व्यर्थ का हिसाब ज्यादा देगा। अगर संकल्प व्यर्थ हुआ तो और खजाने व्यर्थ सुधई हो जाते। संकल्प व्यर्थ तो कर्म क्या होगा? बोल क्या होगा? व्यर्थ ही होगा। फाउंडेशन है संकल्प। संकल्प को चेक करो, हल्का नहीं छोड़ो। ठीक है, करो कितने संकल्प चलते हैं, मिनट तो हुए, संकल्प कितने हुए, और व्यर्थ तो 30 होते हैं। एक सेकंड में आप उससे अमेरिका पहुंच जाएंगे, नहीं तो कितने घंटे लगते हैं पहुंचने में। इतनी फास्ट गति है, उस गति के प्रमाण चेक करो, बचाओ, अपने संकल्प शक्ति की बचत करो, और फिर रात्रि को चेक करो। अगर अटेंशन देकर के कोई भी चीज की बचत करते हैं ना, तो चाहे बचत थोड़ी हो, लेकिन बचत की खुशी एक्स्ट्रा होती है। अगर 10 पाउंड या डॉलर खर्च होना है और आपने 1 पाउंड या डॉलर बचा लिया, और 1 पाउंड की बड़ी खुशी होगी बचा के, तो अपने संकल्पों के ऊपर कंट्रोलिंग पावर। ये नहीं कहो चाहते तो नहीं थे, समझते तो है, लेकिन क्या करें, हो जाता है। कौन कहता है हो जाता है? मालिक या गुलाम?
बड़ी मन भावनी मुरली प्रेम से प्राणों को सींचे, रसीली तान की ये डोर आपकी ओर ही खींचे, आपकी ओर ही खींचे, रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में, रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में।
Om Shanti. Transform the atmosphere with volcanic yoga, Tapasya. Imbibe the power to pack up. In order to have volcanic remembrance, both your mind and intellect need to have a powerful brake and also the power to steer. By doing this, the power and energy of the intellect are not wasted, but accumulated. The more you accumulate this power, the more the powers to discern and decide will increase. For this, stop the expansion of thoughts, that is, imbibe the power to pack up. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 2. Transform the atmosphere with volcanic yoga tapasya. Today's topic: imbibe the power to pack up. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. Everything okay? Everyone is okay, well? That's great. It is so interesting to listen to Baba. Then a lot of thinking, reflection begins. And also then our practice during the day. I was thinking how many words we remember, but at least we did remember that I have to create the awareness of being Master Almighty. And also listening to Baba, revising our Murli of Sunday, budget, spending account, saving account. Baba said that for now, waste thinking's account is bigger, is larger. And now we are paying attention. As soon as a waste thought comes, we make it elevated. And it really starts inside with attitude, then with intellect. It's like, but we do pay attention a lot these days to our thoughts, the budget of the thoughts. But Baba is also giving us this signal, because our aim is to have volcanic remembrance. Baba had been using word volcanic yoga, but since 2 days, Baba is saying volcanic remembrance. A remembrance which is like fire, flame. And really, if it's remembrance which is volcanic, any obstacles come in the mind, in the sense of thoughts for some souls, or if some souls are creating opposition, Baba said, just maintain your position. I like it very much. You maintain your position. You don't worry about opposition. Because there will always be some kind of opposition from some souls. And so what Baba is saying, that to create volcanic remembrance, both your mind and intellect need to have powerful brake. I hear so much about new cars, Tesla, and the speed is very good. They always talk speed is very good. But what about brake? Just imagine if brake is not strong and speed is strong, what will happen? It will be big crash time. So with the speed of efforts, we need to have also a brake. And Baba said also, you can turn. Because many times you find somebody wants to, or not intentionally, but you're noticing that there could be crash. You try to turn, right? How with the human beings also, not to get into conflict or crash, but just turn. And these days, this whole thing of inner vibrations. So with humility, you say what is right. And after that, you just use brake. By doing this, the power and energy are of the intellect, not wasted. Because intellect has to observe every thought and tell the mind to stop it or turn it or whatever. So intellect is really alert, right? When there is lack of control of the intellect on the mind, that's where tension comes and some kind of energy which is not very good, which is not very peaceful and full of patience. So what we are doing when we are using brake and we are able to turn, we are saving a lot of energy. More you accumulate the power, the more the powers to discern and decide will increase. Your capacity of the intellect where you can discern and decide. Brahma Baba used to give us some projects. Go and find, Baba wanted to open a center which is near embassies on the main road and everyone can see. So I remember we took that challenge. We found a very nice place on the main road, big building, about 10-15 minutes from embassy. So I went to describe to Baba. Baba, it's like this, it's like this. Why I did for about 10 minutes. And then when I finished, Baba understood in 2 minutes. And from there I learned that you have to be very clear, short when you talk to Dadi or when you talk to Baba also, so that you are kind of essential. Otherwise we keep going on and on, one after another. So becoming essential and accurate is important. So that's what Baba meant that. So then Baba said, yes, Baba, like it. And Baba immediately knew this is the right place. So how our listening also, where the power to discern comes instantly. And these days, every minute, there is always something you have to discern and decide, right? So a lot of power is required. The more the powers to discern and decide will increase, for this, stop the expansion of thoughts. Because thoughts can take you back 10 years ago, 5 years ago, what happened before, like. But we don't have to go into all these details unless it's necessary. So this habit of mind to convince or to take support goes lot into details. And these days, to be angelic and to be awake, you don't want to go in details, right? But as much necessary is important. For this, stop the expansion of thoughts, that is to imbibe power to pack up. I remember that when Baba was in Delhi, so every morning we used to go to listen to Murli. The big crowd there, 2,000 Baba's children from all over Delhi will come. So after Murli, Baba called me, summarize the Murli in 5 minutes. And in those days, of course, it's the young age, intellect is good. But after that, I start saying that if I have to repeat this Murli, whole Murli in 5 minutes, what points will I revise? And then we all were ready, some of us, that Baba might call me today. Today might be my turn. So it became habit to think of Murli, whole Murli, which is read in 45 minutes, to revise in 5 minutes. And then Baba said, oh, child, you are very good in that. So it's also practice, right? So same is our lives, whatever we're doing, how much detail. Sometimes we might avoid detail, but if it's not clear, then you have to go in detail. So it should be clear, it should be a senseful, meaningful, and all that capacity comes through accumulation of power. So now we have to say we should not waste any energy. How much energy for what? Just be very clear about that. Something needs 10 minutes, something needs half an hour. But if we keep going on for an hour, 1.5, then you feel it's a waste. So power to pack up is very, very important power. So I think you will enjoy, we will enjoy, starting from tonight until tomorrow evening when we meet again. Think of every word. I hope you have these Avyakti signals with you so that you can read it again. Read few times because you can't remember every word, right? So whenever you have few minutes before practice, read it. And the part of it, you cannot practice whole. Little part of that, stop, yes. Turn, yes. Back up, yes. So there are like at least 6 steps we have to practice. So if you read it again, you will remember and you will make the right steps. So definitely the achievement also will be that kind, and you will be able to save lot of energy of your mind and intellect to be used for Baba's task. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Didi. Om
Hello,
Shanti
Shanti.
everyone. So my first question is about the power to pack up. I really liked what you were saying about not going into too many details about things. How do you not go into details? How do you put a full stop?
Yeah, I think that internally, if we are clear, and see what happens when you are short and clear, anything you do, whether you have to narrate it or to write it or churn on it, becomes very, very easy, right? But if there is no beginning, no end, and we keep going on and on, one point after another, I think even one's own self gets confused and others don't relate to that. And then others cannot respond properly, So I do use a lot of power to pack. But power to pack is not that it's not clear, That means
Right.
I just take important aspect, because if we go a lot, people forget. Their tendency, concentration get lost. But if you are very precise, very clear, I think it works very well. So if this is also a kind of practice, no?
Yes. To just learn to find the essence in something. That's what you're saying. Just find the essence and just focus on the essence.
Let's say I want to give a task to someone to write something, or then I have to just give points, right? But if I go back and forth, if I keep going in detail, other person doesn't connect, doesn't relate.
Right.
So a sensible person's response will be to stop and say, oh, let me clarify. But it's good to be clear. As clear we are, it's always short also.
Okay.
But
So the other
inner homework. That's our mental homework.
Right. I was thinking also when you said that Brahma Baba called you up and asked you to summarize the Murli, that's a really good practice to learn the power to pack up, because your focus is on the Murli and your focus is on summarizing the Murli. So along with the Murli, you're really receiving the power to pack up. That's a really good method, don't you think?
Yeah, I haven't done for a while, but I remember we used to do it very often. And which points Baba raised, because some are repetition, some are examples. What are real points Baba made? And sometimes there are too many, if you
Right.
really go into the essence of Mohini. Yeah, definitely. That's a good way to learn power to pack up. Yeah.
Right. One of the things you were saying is about attitude. In the beginning of when you were sharing, you said attitude. It really is in the attitude. The power to pack up is really in the attitude. Could you elaborate on that?
That means what if we keep our attitude clean and positive and full of good wishes, then it's easy to use full stop, because, but if there is something which is bothering you about any soul, then you keep thinking, not a waste of energy. So power to pack up, or it's all in attitude actually, subtly, Otherwise I connect one example, other example, third example. I can go behind 10 years. Why this happened, that happened, then. But one who is really kind of with good attitude will let go of the past. Let me start from now. Let me keep my attitude very clean. That will be the aim, to begin the whole new connection, new relationships.
Why is it, Didi, that some people are not able to let go of the past? Like I've seen some people, like they bring up stuff from 10 years ago, and I'm thinking, how do you remember all this stuff?
I think it's also suffering of some karmas, because
Right.
they're making themselves suffer by keep reminding themselves this happened, then that happened. So keep giving the examples from the past. If necessary, in short, you can do it, but keep reminding yourself and others of the past, not letting go. Is a kind of punishment, though. That means suffering. So they have to realize that. And when they realize through Baba's remembrance and volcanic remembrance, just finish it, let it go, not hold anything. Because some of the things bother the soul, it affects their power to discern. And also, there are no feelings of gratitude.
Right.
I feel today, thank God for everything, and then go further, that it will be very good if I can get this. But I haven't thanked of what I got, and then I keep saying I need something else. For me, I just say thank you for everything. And then, of course, if I can also be whatever the thought is, let's say I will thank Baba that I could make the trip to England. So today someone called from an island, Sister Mohini, just come for a day, but you must come. So I was just thinking that's now people will say, so if you can go to England, why you cannot come here? So I was kind of looking at Baba. I said, first, thank you. And later on, if you will help again, I will go. if,
Right.
if that's the service, then we will do, right?
Right. Didi, that's very deep what you just shared. That we are not able to let go of the past because we don't have an attitude of gratitude. If we have an attitude of gratitude, then we will be able to let go of the past.
Because sometimes we bring things for us through our own attitude, or
Right.
this happened to me from this soul. So you always remember that. So your lack of trust in what you are getting now.
Right. That you're
I
thinking
feel
of the
you
past.
trust it, it will be better and better, right?
Right. And the other deep thing that you're sharing is it's karmas also, but at some point you want Brahmins to let go of their karma so they can enjoy the confluence age. And so, but yes, you want to start enjoying the confluence age, then just be in gratitude. Then you start enjoying the confluence age. Didi, from yesterday, we were talking about the golden age and how we wanted to hear your experiences of the golden age. And so your visions of the golden age. So tell us about relationships. You shared a little bit about the nature and how there were birds and how the singing and all of that. How about relationships?
Our relationship in golden age, relationship I'm talking about broadly now, like Lakshmi Narayan, their parents, all that depends on purity. It's not that because we stayed together, so we will be together in golden age. All the relationship, like royal family, their purity, then second family, their purity. So relationships are based on purity. Like here also, when we look at Baba and Mama, then we have Dadis, So it was purity that made them not only descend, but close to each other, right? And now I realize it so much that I was like Mama, I was very close to Mama. And of course, Baba also. And now I realize that because I had this part to play according to drama, I was close with them. So this closeness based on purity and the part. So if you remember that, oh, I want to remain close to ancestor souls. I really want to take birth with them. So what we do, try to copy them, that they used to do this, let's do it. No, let me increase the purity. And in purity, whatever interaction you will have with each other will be very respectful. Most of the relationship, communication, and connection is through the eyes. When they smile, when they look at each other, the respect they give through the eyes. All that is really happening in soul consciousness, but through the eyes, right? They wish each other with a smile. Anything they do a lot is through their face, through their, it's not too much talking, right?
Right.
It is more subtle, angelic, and divine communication, but it's through the eyes. That's what I now was remembering also Baba and Mama when they first met, like they will come in the morning, Baba enters and Mama is already sitting and giving Murli. It's like they share drishti. So sharing of drishti in a very pure way is one way to communicate. And also in Lokik life also, when there is closeness in relationship, they signal each other and they understand each other's signal of the eyes. They don't have to say anything. So one of the things which we could practice at confluence age to try to kind of catch each other's thoughts and try to understand through the signal of eyes. Not every time we have to say once, not understood, say second time, little understood, then third time, no. There should be such purity that through eyes, just by little bit speaking, understanding happens, right? And the task is done. You don't have to say many times, right?
Right. That's very nice. So Didi, did you see yourselves in the golden age? How were you? How many visions did you have? Like, do you have a lot? Even do you have now?
Yeah. Should I tell everything of myself?
Yes, everything. We want to hear everything.
Like sometimes I observe my nature and the way I want to work. Like I never like to be in front, but I am always put in front. since childhood, like I was very happy if I can be in a corner at the back, enjoy instead of always in front. So I realized that maybe my part in golden age will be of king or queen. I kind of assess that.
Both, right? One
Yeah.
birth king and one birth queen.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I realized, that I have both capacities as a king to rule, but also as a queen to rule behind, That means hold everything. There is a saying that the kingdom is in king's hand, but okay, Rani ka Raj, huh? But queen is the really main power behind. So I have this thing, I will be behind and governing everything. And those who have to govern, they govern. So I do not have, some people have a lot of ambition to control and be everything. And I don't have that. Even if I am put to do it, but I will also say, it's all right, you do it. But internally, I know what has to be done, and they have to do it accordingly. Very interesting. Sometimes reading one's own personality, how comfortable you feel. And if you are comfortable, maybe you should change. Where you need to be in front, you should be in front. And that's what I am kind of balancing my personality of, when it's necessary, just be in front. And when you still know everything is properly being governed, then you can also be behind. So it's king and queen sanskar.
Right, right, right.
Mm.
So, how often do you get visions of the golden age?
Oh, I want to not just have vision, I want to create where we live together as heaven. I always say, if we cannot experience God's home, God's kingdom, God's family, I don't know if we will really be able to create that for golden age, right? So it is at the confluence stage. There should be just feeling of one family, one yagya, one shrimad, our nature of just adjusting to each other, recognizing each other's part is different, and be very supportive to each other, So, yeah, that is what I feel. I want to see golden age right here.
That's
we have,
good. That's
we
good.
have to create that.
Right, right.
That is why I was telling when I was in Peaceful Age that we try to iron out differences, but that's temporary, because there will always be difference. But if we can all spiritually be on the same level, that means listen every Murli, inculcate Murlis. So our task and the relationships will be based on our spiritual stage. And that should be the aim at every center or within the country, that let's all spiritually grow in such a way that our relationships are always good, right?
Right.
But if we say temporarily we fix it, then again differences come. Then again difference. That means we haven't taken care of the core values, right?
Right, right.
If I was emphasizing that only solution permanent in relationship is when all grow spiritually together. Because in India, that's what used to happen. Dadis, I used to see them. Whenever they sit, they have chit chat of knowledge. They talk about Baba, talk about that. So their intimacy in relationship was based on knowledge and yoga, not according to the so much energy goes in departments, interconnected of departments, which is okay. But if they can also spiritually get more and more connected, all departments will work, because we will communicate properly. coordination will be very good. So sometimes we don't emphasize on that. So in golden age, why relationships are good, or who will be really in the royal family will have a royal ways to talk and to communicate, and everything will be royal. So we have to create that personality now of that spiritual royalty, royalty of purity. You know, Baba talks about all that. So as much that is in our personality, that much relationships will be based on signals, and differences will be appreciated, not seen as, and there is no insecurity for anything.
Right.
If
Right.
I am doing, someone else will do. Oh, I will have more to do. There is always
Right.
something higher to do, you know.
Right. So, Didi, there's a saying in Christianity that family that prays together stays together. So maybe we should have a slogan: the family that listens to the Murli together. No conflict. No conflict. Just listen to the Murli together, talk about the Murli, then there's no conflict. No differences.
I say, okay, even let's say you are not near center, you're not coming, but listen to same only same time together. No, sit with proper white clothes, have a badge and a diary to write. So you are a student in class and you couldn't come because of whatever reason, but not joining in the class will be completely different. Yeah.
Right, right, right. That is very deep, Didi. But how much ever you tell certain souls, right, they don't do it. Especially I've noticed some like older Brahmins, they just don't do it.
Everyone won't do it. It's from 8 to 108, and so number wise, everyone is number wise.
Right.
That's why Brahma Baba always said number wise. Even we didn't like it, but we have to accept it's number wise, and we have to be observer of every actor. You cannot change anyone's part, nor you can write their part, but you can observe and try to be a good example in front of everyone. That's what most we can do, that I am an example.
So
But don't worry about others. Right?
Right, absolutely. No worries. Didi, I'm still interested in your golden age experience. So when you came to Baba, when was the first time you had an experience of the golden age?
I think that one is to have visions, but from very beginning, the whole energy, the atmosphere of love and peace and, care and all that of Yagya. I mean, I from very beginning, I felt like something like golden age, and then the way Toli and the food was served and very royal way, during Brahma Baba's time, everything was so accurate and so royal, perfect. So that's the golden age,
But I'm still interested that you must have had visions of the golden age, right? Yes, Yagya is wonderful.
No, but what will be good in golden age? Nature, atmosphere, relationships, routine of the day. So I described all four, no?
Right, right,
No?
right. You described all four in the confluence age.
If one is to have vision, but unless we feel what the golden age will be like, so I feel more from inside, and then having the vision what we can do, but having the vision of what was in golden age, right? So I think that feeling is very important.
Right, right. You're taking us to a higher level, not just a vision level. Right.
Yeah, because when I hear in afternoon or evening some birds, and I say, well, that's how it will be in the golden age. Early morning, we will wake up with the singing of the birds. So that's how you kind of not only imagine, but you feel it, no? So experience whatever we have. We have lot, you have a beautiful place. So when you hear something nice, waves of the water, and you feel golden age. You know? The
Right.
nature, which is very soothing, very sweet, sweet music. So you start thinking about golden age.
Right, right.
And when we have loveful relationship, it's like golden age, you know, where
That
everyone
seems
is.
to be the most important thing in the confluence age. It's not to have too many waste thoughts, is to really have good relationships. Otherwise, there's so many waste thoughts that come from not having good relationships.
Well, it's up to me. I will have good relationship. Doesn't matter
Right,
how they have relationship with me.
right, right.
That's what one can do.
Thank you so much, Didi.
Okay, good, very good.
Om
Okay,
Shanti.
thank you, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Avyakti Parivar. Thank you, Didi, and thank you, Shirin Ben. Yes, it's very interesting. There is a higher level to think about it. And thank you for all the chit chat and clarification. So now tomorrow is Thursday and Amritwila 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Evening 5 to 6 Sakar English Murli. Meditation will start at 6 p.m. followed by Hindi series, Bhog Offering by Mohini Didi, English series and Avyakti Chani. So as Bhog offering every Thursday, anybody who would like to offer Bhog, you can always send your request or Avyakti Parivar phone number, WhatsApp number, which is 516-717-9171. 516-717-9171. So now let's do our Avyakt Murli. Welcome to Avyakti Journey. Avyakt Murli is from 1969. Speaking to the heart of an angel.
Om Shanti. This is the Murli of the 24th of May, 1971. Finishing a position by staying in your position. It is such an easy path that you're able to make yourself real from artificial within a second. Will you ever find such an easy path? Never. Why do you become subservient to Maya? Because you forget that you are the children of the Almighty Authority. Nowadays, even those who have very little authority have so much pride and intoxication. So, how much pride and intoxication should there be in those who have the Almighty Authority? The scholars, etc., who consider themselves to be the authorities of the scriptures also stay in so much pride and intoxication. And they also have so much faith in false knowledge. They are not aware of who related the scriptures or who saw anything that is mentioned in the scriptures. In spite of that, because of considering themselves to be authorities of the scriptures, they never accept defeat. You have the highest authority of all. If you go in front of any others with such authority, they would all bow their head. You do not have to bow down. So always keep your authority with yourself. You are those who will make the world bow down. Those who make the world bow down do not themselves bow down in front of anyone. With the pride and intoxication of this authority, you're able to bring benefit to every soul. Do not ever forget such pride and intoxication. By becoming free from making mistakes and of forgetfulness for a long period of time, you will claim the fortune of the kingdom for a long period of time. If you stay in this intoxication for a temporary period, you also claim the fortune of the kingdom for a temporary period. You have come here to claim the fortune for all time, not for a temporary period. Simply remember two things simultaneously. It is just one aspect, but the words are different. What is the easiest thing of all that is taught to you in just two words? By remembering such pairs of words, your stage can never fluctuate. If you remember Alpha and the kingdom, your stage will never fluctuate. It is simply remembering two words. If you tell an ignorant child to remember Alpha and Beta, would he forget that? So, can you, Master Almighty authorities, forget it? When you are in the stage of forgetfulness, talk to yourself. Did I, a Master Almighty authority, forget Alpha and Beta? By talking to yourself in this way, you will become aware of the power you have lost. Firstly, churn this, and then speak about it. Whatever is churned is easy to speak about. So continue to churn and speak about these things. There are also two aspects to this. Whilst churning these things, you will automatically be able to create the stage of being lost in love. Those who do not know how to churn cannot experience the stage of being lost in love. Acha, we will continue tomorrow.
Transform the atmosphere with volcanic yoga tapasya. Imbibe the power to pack up. In order to have volcanic remembrance, both your mind and intellect need to have a powerful break and also the power to steer. By doing this, the power and energy are of the intellect, not wasted, but accumulated. The more you accumulate this power, the more the powers to discern and decide will increase. For this, stop the expansion of thoughts That is, imbibe the power to pack up.
ज्वालामुखी योग तपस्या द्वारा वायुमंडल का परिवर्तन करो। समेटने की शक्ति धारण करो। ज्वाला स्वरूप याद के लिए मन और बुद्धि दोनों को एक तो पावरफुल ब्रेक चाहिए और मोड़ने की भी शक्ति चाहिए। इससे बुद्धि की शक्ति व कोई भी एनर्जी वेस्ट ना होकर जमा हो जाएंगी। जितनी जमा होंगी उतना ही परखने की, निर्णय करने की शक्ति बढ़ेंगी। इसके लिए अब संकल्पों का बिस्तर बंद करते चलो, अर्थात समेटने की शक्ति धारण करो। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.